You, yeah, I fucked up, Liquid. I thought I set it for 3. I just noticed one. Oh man, trying to get this fucking camera right is. I need a proper fucking desk like I had at Wi-Fi, not for TV. So it wouldn't surprise me one bit if my ex was tuning in now or she'll watch it later, right? So, wow, what a piece of work. Calls me the fuck up to start shit with me. Ain't heard from her in 6 years. 6 or 7. Yeah, I think it was. I don't know. It was just after my sister fucked me with the Welsh family reunion, So. Yeah, I fucked up all that time. I had it set at 4 o'clock. God damn it. I fucked up. Yeah. Fucking idiot. Liquid, you should have fucking called me. Well, I guess you didn't realize till 2:56. That's when your comment was, right? Yeah, we're live. Yeah, I fucked up, Liquid. I had it set for 4. I thought I had it set at 3. That's because the fucking. You know what's weird? I just noticed sometimes the computer doesn't flash. Because for the longest time, you'd have to see it to be able to describe it. But apparently, it got a little water damage that time I was outside smoking. That's why I'll never bring the computer out again when it's raining. I don't care what situation. But it flashes. There's like a green band. I can still see part of it, but it flashes, and it's not flashing right now. It's the first time I might have just not realized that. What's up, AJ? Need to go find Wi-Fi? Not for TV. Wi-Fi not for TV. Oh, Christ. How about them Mets? AJ, I could care less about baseball. If you think you're going to rile me up with the Phillies losing, I really don't like baseball that much. I really don't. So, I like football, but the Eagles look like shit this year. Yeah. They'll keep this quarterback around forever because he's black. You know what I mean? He's fucked up enough. Get rid of him. But because he's black, they'll keep him around longer. I guarantee it. Guarantee it. They got rid of Wentz pretty quick, as they should have. As they should have. They were heralding Wentz as the next, great thing, just like they did with Hurts. You know, I mean, Hurts played some good football, but last year, nope, nope, nope. What's he get? A fumble every week? Fumble and an interception every week? The fuck? Yeah, he's just strong because they beat the Phillies. I could care less. I really, I'm not really a big. I mean, I like the Flyers, but I don't watch it anymore. I used to watch the Flyers when I was a kid. I mean, I went to both parades in the 70s. I was very young. I think it was 10 or 11 when I went with my dad. And then we went again the next year. Saw my first naked woman during the Flyers parade. Because back then, streaking was the thing. People would take off their clothes and run down the street. Men, women. It's the weirdest thing. They even had a song called Streaker or something. It was pretty funny. Smelled weed, thought it was burning rope. I realized a couple of years later that it was weed. My father tried to cover my eyes when there was this big titty broad running down the street. She had a nice body, too. My dad kept trying to cover my eyes. I'm like, damn it. Yeah, you're a Mets fan. Yeah, I know, AJ. You fucking commie. Commie. Oh, my God. Jackals. Who the hell is that? Is this Nelson? He lived in New York for a year. I'm not shocked about that. He went from New York to fucking California to Minnesota. Liberal strongholds surrounded by retards. Damn. Why not the Dodgers? Dude, I just, baseball is too slow paced for me. I just, I don't like it. I really don't like it. I don't like that pitchers are allowed to hit people, brush them back, all that bullshit. I disagree with that shit. I don't want to hear it's part of the game. You shouldn't be doing it. You should be banned for 10 games when you do that. It's that simple. Warned once, do it again, you're banned. It's that simple. I think that shit's unsportsmanlike. It's fucking bullshit. Yeah. So I guess I'll start in on this thing about my ex. I guess I'll have to tell this story a couple times, but this silly bitch called me last night, right? So she calls me. I see her name pop up on the phone, right? And she said, "Is this Jim Welsh?" And I said, "Yes, Carol." And she's like, "I was just calling to see if you were alive." I'm like, "What would make you think that I'm dead?" "Well, Julia and I haven't heard from you in years because you don't care about her." I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "I've left you numerous texts, voicemails. Julia, too. I mean, what are you talking? I've had to watch my back for 23 years. I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "Oh, so you're afraid of me, but you call me up drunk to antagonize me. Is that it?" Like, So, what the fuck did she say? "You didn't want anything to do with Julia." No, I didn't want anything to do with you. Yeah, that was pretty much the problem because I didn't have a car anymore, and she would have probably let me visit with her at her house, but she's just too quick to start a fight, too quick to call the police, too quick to get me locked up, And I really, I was really counting on the kid getting into college and me seeing her separately. You know what I mean? Because I really don't want nothing to do with this broad. I mean, she's poison. But and I said to her, I was like, well, obviously you wanted to talk. So what did you want to talk about? No, I just wanted to see if you were alive. I'm like, well, mission accomplished. And then she says to me, well, I had all these phone numbers for you, which is bullshit. I've had this number for, oh God, at least 10, 15 years, I would think. I've I don't know. But she said, I had all these numbers for you listed under evil Jim Welsh. Like, I guess that was supposed to hurt my feelings, right? What a fucking psychotic broad. Oh my God, man. Thank God I fucking stayed away from this bitch. Just what a piece of shit, Jesus Christ, I keep coughing. But, I predicted that she would start drinking again once my kid went to college. So, once again, I was right. There's a small chance that she feels guilty and wanting to talk, but yeah, she's, I don't think she has, what would the word be? She doesn't know when she's wrong. She really doesn't. I don't think she has the ability to know when she's wrong. I forget what that psychologically is, and she's definitely a pathological liar. There's no doubt about it. And what's sicking me the most is the police and the fucking the courts helped her along. He did what? Let's lock him up. Let's throw him out of his apartment with no evidence. Let's destroy the relationship that he's ever going to have with his daughter. And I'm just supposed to get over this shit, right? I'm just supposed to chalk it up. I want the entire world to know what this bitch did. You know what I mean? When she dies, I think I'll rent a bullhorn and stand outside the funeral home, repeating her escapades. Wait a minute. The Democrats have waged hybrid warfare on the white American male since the early 90s. Well, yeah, that's true. I'd have to agree. Now, when they report crimes in Philadelphia over the news, they don't tell you if the suspect's black or white. Nope. Well, I have seen them say that they're white, but they will not say that they're black. It's rare. I think once or twice I heard. They won't say it. I guess it's racist to describe a suspect that's at large. I mean, you fucking did something wrong and you're black or you're white. I mean, you want people to help catch them. You should describe them. We need more fighting in sports. You think so? I don't know. I liked hockey back in the day. They can't fight at all now. It's rare. Yeah. Yep. So, no, I hate to say it, but it wouldn't surprise me if this Kamala Harris won. I definitely don't think if she does win, then it would be legitimate. I, you know, I highly doubt that. I mean, she comes off as an idiot. She's not intelligent, and yet I see people online sticking up for her and saying she's intelligent. She's this. She's that. Where? When is she? When has she put out anything that sounded intelligent? Or when has she really answered a question? You know, I mean, she's told innumerable lies about herself. She was raised in a middle class family. No, she wasn't. She was upper echelon, a high caste Indian, and she spent her teenage years in a very expensive neighborhood in Canada. I think she lived in California for a little while, but her high school years pretty much was in Canada. My name ain't Welch, it's Welsh. So Barry held a rally for Princess Kakmala. Like that's going to help her. Well, let me tell you something. I'm very alarmed that she picked this Tim Walz because if anything, he hurts her. Do you understand? She should have picked the Jewish guy, Shapiro. That would have been the smart move. And I don't care that the progressives hate the Jews because in the end they would have voted anyway for Kamala. Do you understand? So she picked Tim Walz, who's a complete fucking goofball. He's done nothing but lie about his military service, lie about everything, right? And why would she do that? Because she knows it's in the bag. Do you understand? The same reason Biden picked Kamala. Nobody liked her. She was the first or second to drop out of the presidential race. She all but called Biden a racist at the debate. So, yeah. I mean, if she would have picked Shapiro, that would have maybe locked up Pennsylvania for her. Who knows? You can't trust the polls. Jackals Freudstein said, "Who cares about intelligence, Jimmy? We need a hoe in the office, right?" I have a friend named Irman. Is that what that says? Irman Welsh. Okay, well, that's not me. Liberals would never vote in a Jew. Yeah, they would, because their choice would be Donald Trump. Oh, they'd pitch a bitch, but when push came to shove, when election day came, they'd have voted for Harris. Trust me. Shapiro would have been the smarter choice. Whether, with all this bullshit with Israel. Well, I'll tell you what, the Israelis better find a way to end the hostilities because it ain't looking good for them. I don't think it is. Nope. They better figure out a way to find peace. And believe me, I definitely disagree with what they did to the Jews last October, but I mean, a year-long war don't look good for them. It don't. Jimmy, how do you feel about being governed by a Missourian Jew? I think he's a piece of shit. He knew that the election shouldn't be certified in Pennsylvania, the 2020 election. He knew that. In fact, the best case for that, out of all the states it happened, was here in Pennsylvania. So you think it's in the bag for her? I'm not so black-pilled and hopeless. Count Chocula is most likely going to have the Dems lose the Dems, have disillusioned a lot of people in the economy. I don't think any of that matters. I don't think any of it matters. When you cheat, nothing matters. Listen, they cheated in 2020. No one was held accountable. Why wouldn't they do it again? Why wouldn't they? Nobody went to jail. Nobody, In fact, they've been basically saying it didn't happen. It was a free and fair election. Anybody who studied any of this knows it wasn't. I mean, they basically elected the Walking Dead. The man hardly campaigned. He got 81 million votes. No. Not legitimately. Nelson, what the fuck are you talking about? They didn't win in a landslide. It was all bullshit. It was, it was contrived bullshit. I'll tell you what, the Republicans better have a plan for, making sure, to cut down on the cheating. I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know what the solution is, but they better have a fucking plan. Bobby said, Jews in America demographics account for roughly 2.16% of the total population, yet show up in governance, finance, media, etc., which begs the question. You hear my brother call me an anti-Semite last night? That's not true. I don't trust them. I don't. You can't criticize them. That's one of the things one of the only things they'll take you down for a rumble is talking about the Jews. Yeah. Can't criticize them. You can criticize a lot of other people, but not the Jews. That speaks volumes. I mean, kicked out of how many countries? Right. It wasn't a fair election because you weren't allowed to question the result. And they put gates and armed guards up during the inauguration. Yeah. Well, I place the same principle upon the Jews. You cannot question the Jews. You cannot question any of the bullshit with them. Well, Brian, let's put it this way. The only reason Trump won in 2016 is because they didn't cheat enough. They underestimated Trump. They did. I mean, they were saying 97% chance Hillary Clinton was going to win the election, right? So they weren't as motivated as they later were in 2020. And at least Hillary Clinton was a viable candidate. She wasn't half dead. She still had her wits about her. She campaigned heavy. You know what I mean? Look at Biden. What did Biden do? Biden didn't do anything. So again, if they cheated before, and look, Kamala is literally worse than Joe Biden. She's literally worse. So, you know, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me one bit if she won. They didn't pay for it before. Why wouldn't they do it again? Given that Jews are the same size as American Indians, Alaskan Natives, Native Hawaiians, and Pacific Islanders, Asian Islanders, Filipinos, Vietnamese, why aren't these other groups represented at the same? Yeah, well, that's because Jews infiltrate all these positions to get what they want. It's one of the reasons why Hitler didn't like them. Huh. Just think, if it wasn't for money lending, things would be affordable, wouldn't they? Like the big ticket items, like a house, a car, they wouldn't be getting all the money that they get for them now. Yeah, you just put in financial slavery for 15, 20, 30 years. I mean, look what they did to the music industry. Do you know how many fucking artists bitch about the contracts that Jews came up with? You know, they made the money. The artists didn't make the money. The whole music industry. So, but if I criticize the Jews, I'm anti-Semitic, right? That's bullshit. That's fucking bullshit. I can criticize whoever the fuck I want. Don't mean I hate them. Don't mean I'm racist. Fuck you. Fucking ridiculous. Jimmy, you seem confused by Jew hatred. I'm not anti-Semitic. I'm anti-bad behavior. Yeah, well, I'm pretty much the same, you know. There are a very small group of people who always manage to put themselves in some kind of power. It's just uncanny how they always have to be out there. You know what I mean? And I think well over 100 countries kicked them out, right? I mean, could all these people be wrong? It's not anti-Semitic, AJ, to criticize people. Do you understand? It's not. Yeah, I wonder who said that. Who said that, Liquid? Who is it that said that? Just too much. Yeah, I agree with that, Nelson. Most everyday Jews are losers. There's only a few at the top who give the others a bad name. Yeah, I think most Jews are regular people, but they've infiltrated plenty of positions of power. And you cannot criticize them. You can't. They're clever and they're ruthless, you know. And you know, a lot of people are sick of their shit. That's libel, Jimmy. It's not libel. I can criticize the Jew. I can criticize anybody all I want. All I want. Libel, you'd have to prove that I harmed them somehow. It's ridiculous. Of course, some Jew lawyer would probably take up a case against me. Yeah. I protested in front of a Jew lawyer. He pulled a 9mm on me in his office, and then later lied and said I threatened to firebomb him. Yeah, I beat that case. Yeah. Jimmy, would you accept Israel citizenship for $5,000? Yes. Right now, I could use $5,000. My dealer is Jewish. She tried shorting me this weekend. Had to break ties with her. I went to the ADL to set up classifications, ratings, certification for their members. No matter where you deal with them, they wear an easily identifiable symbol of their rating by the ADL. Well, the ADL, I mean, that's another joke of an organization, right? I mean, they're right up there with the Southern Law Poverty Center, or whatever the fuck you know, the ADL's full of shit. So, but you can't criticize the Jews, because if you criticize the Jews, somebody's going to call you anti-Semitic. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? I don't like them. I just don't. I don't think what Hamas did to them is right either, but holy fuck, how many people have been killed in the last year? I mean, yeah, at some point, it got to be an ending situation. These fucking Muslims gang up. See, what I don't want American soldiers having to die for fucking Israel. No. Fuck that. These motherfuckers might cause World War III, I'm telling you. They wouldn't exist without America. Yeah, they wouldn't exist. Oh, so because I don't like somebody, you can put some kind of fucking label on me. Is that it, AJ? That's how brainwashed these fucking Jews got you. AJ, I'll be honest with you, I don't like a whole lot of black people either. I don't. Does that make me racist? No. I have reasons not to like black people. I've had a lot of bad fucking experiences with them. I've had some good experiences, but by and large, it's been negative. It's been profoundly negative. It doesn't even come fucking close. Do you like Shatterhand? Yeah, Shatterhand's all right. Look, let's face it. Most black people know that most of their culture is shit. They know that. Believe me, the jails ain't full of black people because of selective prosecution. Okay, there's no walking while black. There's none of this driving while black. It's bullshit. Yeah, they're like 6% of the population. They commit 50% or better of the murders. You know what I mean? So I mean, yeah, the truth is the truth. If the truth makes me a racist, then I'm a racist. If the truth makes me anti-Semitic, then I'm anti-Semitic. I don't give a fuck. You know, people run from these labels. You know, I don't care. I have the right to my opinion. How about that? What the fuck? You know, call me some kind of name, so that's supposed to like scare me from talking about it. Like, fuck that. Bobby said, AJ, you don't like Trump. You are magophobic. Do you like white people? There's a whole lot of white people I don't like either. Whole lot of white people. I guarantee you there's more white people I don't like than black. But that's because that's what I associate with mostly. Birds of a feather flock together. I mean, you know, it's the way it works. I will say this: I have not had one problem in this black neighborhood down here, and this is a rough neighborhood. I mean, you got gangs on the next street that run drugs, but you know they ain't looking to draw any heat to them. If you don't fuck with them, they won't fuck with you. But then again, I don't walk around here late at night, or really even at night. I really want to get the fuck out of this neighborhood, to be honest with you. All these recovery houses are in shit areas. Just about all of them. They're all in shit neighborhoods, which happen to be black. I don't know what to tell you. Trash all over, gunshots. Now, I don't really like Ben Shapiro. Anti-Trumper. No. Anybody who's anti-Trump, I don't really like. You know, I don't even know about Vance. You know what I mean? He might be a mole. You know. That what's that fucking guy's name that runs the Blaze? What's his fucking name? I can't remember. I don't like him either. Anti-Trumper. I don't give a fuck what he says today. Anti-Trumper. I could care less. What's up, Linda? Liquid said you should be able to log into the ADL website and find a new dealer in your area. Liquid. Glenn Beck, yeah, right. What's up, Chris Kroll? Glenn Beck, yeah, I don't like him either. Now, yeah, I like what Ben Shapiro. I like the way he debates and stuff, but he threw Candace Owens under the bus. I kind of like Candace Owens. I know a lot of conservatives don't, but I like her. And she did a deep dive on Kamala Harris. At best, Kamala Harris is 12% black. Kamala Harris showed this picture of this older black woman that she was with and said it was her grandmother, which is impossible because her grandmother died 4 years before she was born. So her father is not black in any way, shape, or form. The great grandmother may have been black, but yeah. Jimmy, how do you tell that someone's Jewish? You don't. They got to tell you. And believe me, Jews have no problem telling you they're Jewish. It's not like it's something they hide. You know what I mean? They're very proud of being Jewish. Yeah, it's amazing. It's like you can never criticize the Jews. It's just unbelievable. And I say, why not? Well, you can criticize anybody. You should be able to. I mean, why not? What's wrong with that? Howdy, Unc. Chatting in chat. What's up? Jews are like vegans. Why is that, Bobby? I'm into hour 1 of Europa, The Last Battle. Very, very interesting documentary. Yeah, I think I saw some of that. A couple of years ago. Yeah. Yeah, but again, I don't think there's any conservative out there that would be surprised if Kamala Harris won. Oh, Christ, Dangerfield's live. Christ, he has a way of fucking streaming when I'm streaming. God damn it. I probably got a 10-minute video. Of course, now they're, I mean, I know they've been doing this for years, but they're naming hurricanes after men. Fucking, it's too much. Kamala Harris caught on tape.
While Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is working around the clock on the ground, helping deliver supplies, trying to save lives and help people recover from Hurricane Milton, which hit last night, Kamala Harris, the person pretending to be the president since the Democrat coup ousted old Joe, is busy yucking it up, pretending to drink beer with comedians and hanging out with floozy podcasters. Her campaign is so proud of what may be the biggest cringeworthy moment ever broadcast on television that they clipped that segment and posted it on her official Twitter account. And as you can see, every single comment is negative. The Hodge twins say, they got you drinking beer on talk shows, trying to seem like a normal American. You must be losing bad. Seriously, drinking while victims of Hurricane Helene are drowning? What's wrong with this woman? You're trash. There's actor Kevin Sorbo. Americans are dying in North Carolina. Literally, almost every single comment is ripping her to shreds. And it doesn't take a genius to figure out why FEMA became woke and a joke, and under the Biden-Harris administration, reprioritized their resources and their money to give it all to illegal aliens, so they don't have the funding to help hurricane victims, Americans, this season. Here is the new FEMA director under the Biden administration, the first woman to head the agency, Deanne Criswell.
The more our workforce resembles the nation we serve, the better that we will serve it. We are adapting our recruiting efforts to reach individuals from underrepresented communities by partnering with organizations like historically Black colleges and universities and other minority-serving institutions.
Wow.
So there are too many white people working in FEMA. So that's how they decided to improve the organization, by making sure there are less white people. Stay tuned because there's more to come in this video, but real quick, subscribe to my channel for new here, because if you are new here, it's a miracle you found this video in the first place, because my channel has been shadow banned for years. YouTube doesn't want me to get to 2 million subscribers, so give it a subscribe, and maybe by some miracle, it may happen. And here's Kamala Harris on an emergency call with the heads of the Department of Homeland Security, the diversity hire from FEMA, the head of the Coast Guard, the head of the National Weather Service, trying to coordinate the response to these terrible hurricanes, when Kamala realized that this wasn't just a private call. This was a public call, and her staff had been feeding her questions off camera in order to ask the heads of these different departments.
Flood. We really got to watch those areas and those communities. So it takes quite a while for that water to drain.
Thank you very much.
She covered her mouth and then said live broadcast, because, well, she can't do anything off the top of her head and needs a teleprompter or her staff to be feeding her questions, or the media to give her the questions in advance of things like the debates. And this is who the Democrats want to be the next leader of the free world.
To the people of Florida, and in particular, the people of the Tampa region, we urge you to take this storm seriously.
Take the storm seriously, Floridians. Apparently, Camelface thinks that they have never heard of hurricanes before. Kamala's in so far over her head that even the Clown News Network can't believe that when she was just on The View and asked if she would do anything differently than Joe Biden has done, she said no, and then took credit, saying that she was part of all the decisions of his administration, which is obviously destroying our country. And so here's the Clown News Network just utterly shocked at such a moronic response.
I'm surprised, frankly, that she doesn't have more to say about this, given that she and her campaign know that this is one of the main questions that voters have about her. And one of the main things she's been trying to establish as part of her candidacy is the idea that she would represent a break from the past 4 years, and to not be able to come up with something to say in that moment. She continues to not be particularly nimble on her feet in a lot of these interviews. And this is a very obvious question that gave her an opportunity, frankly, to differentiate herself in a way that would have made news, that would have answered, I think, the curiosity of a lot of voters who want to know how she would lead differently. And she's not very specific in laying that out. And she can't point to a decision she would have made differently, which, in an electorate that thinks that doesn't like the way this administration has led and that doesn't like the track that the country is on, that may not be a very satisfactory answer.
I mean, it's a delicate dance, because it's not as if she's coming in. It's not as if she just fell out of a coconut tree. She's been part of this administration as the vice president for 4 years now. She did later talk about the fact that she would put a Republican in her cabinet, which she first told me over the summer. And then
a fake Republican, a rhino. Someone like Liz Cheney or crying Adam Kinzinger. They're not Republican. And think about how dumb that actually sounds to the Democrats. The Democrats hate us. They hate Republicans. Why would they want a Republican in her cabinet at all? She put her foot in her mouth so bad on The View that the Trump campaign just took this clip and then, wait for it.
Well, if anything, would you have done something differently than President Biden during the past 4 years?
There is not a thing that comes to mind in terms of, and I've been a part of most of the decisions that have had impact.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
And here is a training video from FEMA in order to brainwash the morons into, well, cultural Marxism.
When working to build an inclusive exercise program, it can be helpful to use the following approach. Thoughtfully consider inclusivity, diversity, equity, and accessibility throughout all aspects of a program or project. Create an inclusive culture by recognizing, understanding, and working to address individual biases, listen to and learn about individuals different from oneself, and use a holistic mindset to identify all segments of the community that could be affected and engage them as appropriate.
How do people's pronouns or racial background affect how FEMA responds to natural disasters? And here is the mayor of Newland, North Carolina, one of the many towns that was completely devastated by Hurricane Helene.
So my daughter, whose house got completely wiped out, she has no flood insurance, meets with a FEMA person, applies for everything she gets, doesn't get the $750 that Kamala says that she's supposed to get, gets approved for $300 for personal items. What is that going to do? That's literally what she got. Her entire first floor is wiped out. We hauled everything off. It's gone. So what is FEMA? And being a mayor,
So they didn't even give her the full $750.
didn't even give her $750. Denied the $750.
They gave her $300.
They gave her $300. That won't even cover what's in the refrigerator.
As you probably heard, if you point out the facts that FEMA has gone woke and wasted billions of our dollars in order to help the migrant invasion. And of course, they call you a conspiracy theorist and an anti-Semitic conspiracy theorist, like the Washington Post, which claims that the supposed conspiracy theories about George Soros aren't just false, being involved in encouraging and funding the migrants to invade us. They're anti-Semitic. That's interesting because back in 2016, he wrote this op-ed in the Wall Street Journal, openly bragging that he was going to spend $500 million to help the migrants come here. Vivek Ramaswamy hit the campaign trail with Donald Trump yesterday in Scranton, Pennsylvania, Joe Biden's old stomping grounds, to give a basic rundown of why people should vote for Donald Trump over communist Kamala.
If you want to seal the border, vote Trump. If you want to grow the economy, vote Trump. If you want to restore law and order in this country, vote Trump. If you want to stay out of World War III in this country, vote Trump. If you want to revive our national identity in this country, vote Trump. If you want to make America great again, vote Trump.
That's right, and if you want to help make my YouTube channel great, give it a subscribe and check me out here on a regular basis. Like I said, hopefully someday we can get to 2 million. It's just been tough being shadow banned. The channel.
Yeah, he's been at Mark Dice. He's hardly moved at all. You know, in the years I've been watching him, and he's good. I mean, let's face it, Mark Dice is very good. Yeah, he was at 1.88 for the longest time. Now he's at 1.89. Climate Semitism. Yeah. Yeah. So the biggest pain in the ass, the biggest progenitor of communism is Jewish, Soros. Right? Okay. It's not really that interesting in politics right now, right? God damn it. Oh, yeah, I'll play this one, my brother's video. Now, my brother did this video. I don't think he knew that I knew this guy. You'll see it.
Happens when a man named Chad, suffering from Trump derangement syndrome, decides to take on a Trump Vance yard sign, but ends up paying the ultimate price for his car. In today's video, we'll cover the hilarious and slightly pitiful story of a guy who let his emotions steer him straight into an auto repair bill. We're going to reveal to you what it's like to suffer from TDS level 7. Let's get into it. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Now, if you haven't already, please subscribe, hit the notification bell, and smack that like button because it does help us with the algorithm to get our message out. All right, let's set the stage for today's video. Imagine driving down the street when you spot something that drives you crazy, like absolutely nuts. For this guy, it was a Trump yard sign. Instead of just minding his own business, he decides to take a detour to express his outrage by running over it. But what happens next is something no one could have predicted. All right, so the video starts off with Chad making a U-turn while muttering.
Now, this is Chad is JJ, and it's his girlfriend, Kristen. I used to do videos with this dude for the Philly Offensive. So the guy wound up turning on everybody in the beginning that was helping his channel be funny. Every now and then he comes out with something that's okay, but he was killing it, and he let the fame get to his head and, fucked himself.
This is going to be great. This is going to be great. Ready? Give it a watch.
This is going to be great. This is going to be great.
This is so ridiculous. You realize that, right?
No, it's not. Fuck Trump. That's
Look,
what I say.
I know, but I hate Trump too, Chad. But you don't see me out here destroying property. It's probably illegal.
You know what? You know what's a fucking crime? To have a fucking Trump dance sign. Oh my god! In the main line.
I can't believe you just said that. What is wrong with you?
Oh, what is that? Oh my god!
What is that?
Oh my god!
Now you hear that noise? That's either he had somebody in the back of his SUV or whatever that is punching something, or it's a sound effect that he had, guaranteed. And knowing him, it's probably somebody in the back punching something.
Oh my god!
Oh, that's just great.
I'll tell you what that is, Chad. It's the sound of karma tapping you on the shoulder and saying, you made a big mistake, buddy, and it doesn't get any better. Here we go. Let the rage begin.
What happened?
Oh my god! Ah!
What?
These fucking people! They're fucking assholes!
Oh, yeah. The people that he ran over the sign are the a-holes, right? Not him, but watch, guys. Watch. This is perfect.
I have to get to work. Don't tell me you got a flat.
Look what they did!
Oh, boy.
Fucking asshole!
He's furious. Look at him. I mean, think about it, guys. He ran someone else's property over, right? So how are they the a-holes? Now, I don't know if they did that intentionally, because maybe somebody ran over their sign in the past and they said, fine, we'll screw it. We'll get them even next time. I don't know. I mean, this scene perfectly captures the essence of how some people handle political disagreements these days, like toddlers throwing temper tantrums over a toy they can't have. Chad's anger didn't hurt the Trump sign or its owner, or even the guy sitting in the living room who put the sign there. No, the only one Chad hurt was Chad. Let that sink in. Now, you'd think after this, Chad might take a moment to reflect on his actions. Nope. Instead, he's standing there, arms flailing, saying things, look what they did, as if the sign owner somehow flattened his tire with mind control. Really, Chad? In the end, he's left to fix his car while his wife is in the passenger seat still.
Wait. Hold on. Now, you see what AJ did there? Here's what all these commies do. You don't know what communism is. You're a fucking idiot, AJ. You don't know what communism is. You don't know what anything is, because you're a moron. Have another fucking beer, you fucking moron.
Laughing. Maybe the lesson here is don't start a fight you can't win, especially if it's with a yard sign. It's just a Trump Vance yard sign, dude. It's a scene that highlights a troubling trend in today's society. Some people are so intolerant of differing political views that they act like children throwing temper tantrums when confronted with opinions that don't align with their own. Instead of accepting that people can hold different beliefs, they lash out and engage in destructive behavior. Chad suffers from TDS level 7, the highest known recorded level of the dreaded syndrome. The entire thing is so ridiculous that you have to wonder if the couple in the video are actors who are making fun of Trump-hating libnuts. This video concludes with a valuable lesson. If you don't like someone's yard sign, just keep driving, dude.
Fuck?
Don't start a problem that could escalate into something far worse. What if the homeowner came out and confronted him? A minor act of vandalism could have turned into a major altercation. Worse yet, the owner could have called the police and Chad would have had to go to court to fight a misdemeanor property damage charge. Instead, the man is left to change his tire humiliated while staring at the very sign that triggered his outburst. Chad suffered from what is known as an extinction burst. That's when you do all the right things and expect a specific outcome because you did all the right things. You followed the rules, but you don't get the result that you came to expect. That's what happened to Chad. Now, as we reflect on this incident, it's worth mentioning that the irrational hatred displayed by the driver is not only unproductive, but also counterproductive. The only person he hurt in this situation was himself. He wasted time and effort, and now he has a repair bill to deal with for the tire, all because he couldn't control his emotions over a piece of cardboard. Hopefully, he learned a lesson from this. If you don't like what someone's yard sign says, just keep going. Don't destroy property, and don't start a conflict that you don't need to be a part of. Because in the end, karma is a sultry bitch who has a funny way of making sure justice is served, even if it's in the form of a flat tire. Hopefully, this story serves as a reminder to remain calm and respectful when confronted with different viewpoints. Not only will it save you from embarrassing situations like Chad's, but it will also help you promote a more civil society. Because the only thing that's going to end up flattened is your ego. And maybe your tire. All right, thank you for watching. Subscribe and hit that notification bell if you want to be kept up to date with all our latest videos on politics, liberty, faith, and culture. I'll see you in the next one. Spread the word.
Left at the mall 'cause your mama forgot.
You. Oh my God. Oh shit, I had that up there. See, AJ only come up with that. You don't know what a commie is because that's what all the commies are saying to conservatives when they call them a commie or they mention communism. I know what communism is. We know what it is. We're staring at it in the Democratic Party. That's what it is. That's what it is. We're witnessing it. That's what it is. Yeah, pussy, you ain't getting back on live until you do donate at least 50. You got to come up with $50 and start charging AJ to come on the show. It's only proper. Fuck them. Poppy said, I went to the Buy Me a Commie website and their selection was awful. If you believe in income tax, you're a commie. Yeah, you know, when the country, before they taxed income, they didn't want to tax income, okay? Because they didn't like what the British did to them, right? So they believed they could run the country on the sale of alcohol, tobacco, and firearms, right? And when they figured out that wasn't enough, then they start taxing your income. And when they talk about, you know, all these tax breaks for the rich and billionaires are getting all these tax breaks, from what I understand, rich people pay most of the taxes in the United States. Yeah. Like half the people don't even pay taxes. And the rich pay most of the taxes in the United States. But the Democrats keep trying to attack the rich. It's just astounding. And they wonder why companies leave when we don't have much manufacturing anymore, shit like that. Because they made it impossible to do business in the United States. I mean, guy starts a business, he shouldn't be taxed through his asshole. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? Start a business, you're employing people, you're adding to the tax base, you're helping society, you know? Property tax is some bullshit. Yeah, I know. I know, because as long as there's property tax, you don't really own the property now, do you? Because they can take it over that if you don't pay it. So you really don't own the property. You know what I mean? Poor people not paying their fair share. Now, let me say this to you. That's more of an honest statement than rich people ain't paying their fair share. Poor people ain't paying their fair share. That's a more actual honest depiction of what's going on. That's just a fact. Yeah. They keep saying how all these rich people, you know, and all the Democrats are rich. Most of the Republicans are rich. You know? Like, why they've been talking about this for 30 fucking 40 years. You know? It's just amazing how stupid people are. AJ, you're clearly a commie. Every word that comes out of your mouth is communistic. I mean, yeah, you're kind of fucked up. Alrighty then. Oh, shit. Let's see if we can go smoke a cigarette. Yeah. Oh, shit. Shit. Too much sun over there on the step. We be outside. We be outside. AJ, we know all we need to know about you. Every time you open up your stupid mouth, you clearly support what's going to become some hybrid version of communism. Let's face it. If you're a Democrat today, basically you're supporting communism. That's what it is. And I think a lot of people aren't aware of that. And I have some sympathy for those people, but a lot are. A lot are open communists. On paper, communism looks great. It's never worked anywhere. It's never worked anywhere. In fact, hundreds of millions of people have been starved and killed under communism. On paper, it sounds great. It sounds like a noble effort. That's why a lot of young people are getting on board with communism. Nah. AJ, if anybody twists what somebody says, it's you. Yeah, AJ will donate to the Pakistani orphan girl hiding under the floorboards, but he won't donate to me. It's probably some Somalian girl like this jerk off AJ. Yeah. Hello, Tessa. Communism is lazy. Give me what you work for, and I'm lazy and don't want to work hard. Okay. Well, communism is this guy right here. He's a commie. This one. Just ask Pakistani orphan girl and this other fun e-girl. The e-girl that his girlfriend ran to Minnesota over. So, well, where's your girlfriend, AJ? I thought you were going to bring her on.
Are you alive?
Why? You got to talk to me for a couple minutes.
What?
All right. I got to run a video here. Jesus Christ. The fuck?
Dude, first of all, I've asked you 1,000 times about the cigarette butts. What, like, dude, that frustrates me more than anything. That's just laziness.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Dude.
No, it's the point, dude. 100 times.
All right. Just tell me up for a second, please. I'll be right back. All right. I'll be right back. Oh, fuck. How did that? Oh, God damn it. All right, we'll do this one.
Tim Wall.
9 minutes. Wait a minute. What the fuck? Why isn't it present? Wait a fucking minute. What is going on? Why can't I? I don't understand. Jesus Christ, man. Oh, okay. I think I already got it, right? Yeah. All right.
you want to talk. That's what you got to talk.
Politician, and you bring up the fact that you believe that the Electoral College has to go, then you really mean it. You're not just saying it to get the leftist billionaires to that you want to get rid of the Electoral College. Now, the fallout was immediate. The Trump campaign and the GOP jumped all over Waltz's comments like a dog on a bone. Trump campaign press secretary Caroline Leavitt wasted no time asking if Waltz was trying to lay the groundwork to claim President Trump's victory as illegitimate. Now, that's what they did in 2016 when Hillary created the Russian. I mean, can you imagine if the whole Hillary thing happened again, where Trump wins the Electoral College, but Kamala wins the popular vote? Although now it's looking like Trump may win the popular vote as well. So what kind of violence do you think the left will put this country through if that happens? I want you to write down your comments down below on that. And as you'd expect, the damage control was swift. A Harris Waltz campaign spokesperson quickly clarified that Waltz believes that every vote matters in the Electoral College, and he is honored to be trapped. Harris Waltz ticket. Sure. Except that's not what he said, spokesperson. He said, I think all of us know the Electoral College needs to go and that we need a national popular vote. That's what he said. It's like when a kid breaks a vase and then tells you, Mom, I was just testing gravity. Right, buddy. Sure you were. Waltz said it. Everyone heard it. But the spokesperson tried to mop up the mess like they were handling a soda stain on the carpet instead of a mountain of horse shit. Now, here's where it gets even more interesting. While the campaign of So are we looking at the beginning of a campaign stance reversal? I mean, Waltz's comments have more flip-flops than the boardwalk in Atlantic City, and voters are left dizzy from all the contradictions. And then you have the top of the ticket, Heels Up Harris, who is always for banning fracking until a month before the election, who always promised to get rid of guns until a month before the election when she said she's a gun owner and that she would shoot anyone who comes into her home, to Oprah. This is a woman who completely left the border open for 4 years, but now says that it was all Donald Trump's fault, and she's going to strengthen the border security if elected. Let's rewind for a second. This isn't the first time Walz has backpedaled on controversial statements. Just days earlier on 60 Minutes, his running mate Kamala Harris advised him to be more cautious when speaking. Imagine being told by Kamala Harris to think before speaking. That's like being told by a snail to move a little faster, will you? And here's the thing. Walz has already been under fire for his misrepresentations of his military status and his whereabouts during the 1989 Hong Kong protests. But back to the main issue, the Electoral College. It's a fundamental part of our Constitution, not some antique piece of furniture you can toss out during a garage sale. Any change to it would require a constitutional amendment. But today's Democratic Party seems to think that they could just put it to a vote in Congress and poof, it's gone. The modern Democratic Party no longer believes in the Constitution and only cites it when it helps them in one of their little death by 1,000 cuts to America. They don't care about due process. They don't care about a constitutional system. And so naturally, they will push for an amendment to change the Constitution when donkeys fly. I mean, they want to get rid of the Electoral College. I mean, their president, Joe Biden, was told by the Supreme Court that he did not have the authority under the Constitution to give student loan forgiveness, but he went all over the country giving a speech where he said, screw the Supreme Court. He wasn't going to listen to them, and he was going to continue to do it. For votes, the Democrats of today are not your grandfather's Democrats. Calls to abolish the Electoral College have only grown since 2016 and the 2020 elections, when the popular vote didn't match the electoral vote. But what does that really mean? The Electoral College was an ingenious idea by our founding fathers so that no matter what the population of a state is, the state will be relevant in the election process for national office. If we go...
Listen, people, I'm sorry. I got to stop the stream. He's in here acting like a fucking tyrant, and I'm fucking tired of it. And I want you to witness this because he's going to come out here again and run his fucking mouth because he's a fucking asshole. But I'll do another stream tomorrow. I'm really sorry. I got to go.